You're watching USA News Hub, your home for breaking headlines, trending sports stories, and exclusive updates from across the nation. He's already a two-time Grand Slam champion, yet the numbers show something shocking. Despite all the highlight reels, the trophies, and the global superstardom, Carlos Alcaraz still has one massive area where he's lagging far behind his rivals. And the newest ATP Tour statistics prove it as the 2025 season closes and analysts dig into the data, one thing has become crystal clear. Alcaraz hasn't even hit his ceiling yet. And the room he has for improvement in 2026 is so big, it might terrify the rest of the tennis world. Today, we break down the surprising numbers, what they mean for the rivalry with Jannik Sinner, and why next season might be the most explosive year of men's tennis in a decade. The 2025 Season Review, a tale of two stars. As the dust settles on a thrilling tennis season, two names dominate every major statistic and headline: Carlos Alcaraz, Jannik Sinner. Both players reached new heights, delivered unforgettable matches, and solidified the rivalry that may define an entire era. But now, with the year wrapped up, the ATP's advanced analytics reveal something unexpected, and it all points to one truth: Jannik Sinner is statistically dominating multiple key performance areas, even the ones he publicly doubted. Sinner's serve, the shot he criticized, is actually world-class. After losing to Carlos Alcaraz in a US Open final, Jannik Sinner openly said, "I need to improve my serve if I want to beat him." It sounded sincere. It sounded reflective. But the ATP data says something completely different. 2025 ATP serving leaders. First serve points 1. Jannik Sinner, number 1. Taylor Fritz, number 2. Riley Opelka, number 3. Sinner didn't just serve well. He served better than every single player on tour. And when the numbers shift to second serve performance, the picture becomes even clearer. 2025 ATP second serve points 1. Jannik Sinner, number 1. Alex de Minaur, number 2. Carlos Alcaraz, number 3. Yes, Alcaraz is right behind him, but the gap between number 1 and number 3 shows how well Sinner is returning and how strong his defensive serving game has become. Sinner thought his serve held him back. The numbers prove it was actually his biggest weapon. Alcaraz, the shock ranking that shows his major weakness. While Sinner tops the serving charts, the numbers take a sharp turn when we look at Carlos Alcaraz's serve. Despite his power, athleticism, and flair, Alcaraz stands at first serve points 1, ATP ranking. Carlos Alcaraz, number 26. This is not a typo. A top 2 player in the world is ranked outside the top 25 in one of the most important serving categories. This is the area where he has the biggest room for growth going into 2026. Why does this matter? Because elite tennis matches, especially Grand Slams, are often decided by first serve percentage, first serve placement, free points, pressure holds, early game momentum. If Alcaraz can lift his first serve efficiency, even by 5 to 7%, it could change entire matches, finals, and possibly the world number 1 race. In other words, Carlos Alcaraz is already winning slams without a top-tier serve. Imagine what happens when he develops one, where Alcaraz dominates, a returning machine. Before critics speak too fast, the ATP stats show Alcaraz is elite in a different area, one where he outperforms almost the entire tour. Percentage of returning points 1, ATP ranking. Carlos Alcaraz, number 1, 35%. That means, when returning serve, Alcaraz is the most dangerous player in the world. He creates constant pressure. He breaks opponents mentally. And he wins more return points than any other player on tour. But it doesn't end there. Second serve return points 1. Jannik Sinner, 57.8%. Carlos Alcaraz, 54%. Once again, the numbers tell the story. These two young stars are miles ahead of the rest of the ATP. What this means for the rivalry in 2026. If these numbers hold, the dynamic for next year becomes extremely interesting. Sinner is the better server. Alcaraz is the better returner. Both men are elite on pressure points. Both are Grand Slam champions. Both are getting better each year. But here's the twist. Sinner's serve might be close to its ceiling. Well, Alcaraz's serve has enormous room to grow. This gives Alcaraz an advantage moving forward. A chance to drastically improve one huge area without altering the fundamentals of his game. If his serve reaches the level of his return game, he becomes almost unstoppable. Why Alcaraz's improvement curve is scary for the tour. Let's break it down simply. If a player already wins matches with athleticism, already breaks serves at the highest rate, already has elite mental toughness, already wins Grand Slams without serving dominance, then imagine what happens when that same player fixes his weakest area point. 2026 could be the season when Carlos Alcaraz becomes a complete player, a dominant force, and potentially a multi-slam champion again. That is what the ATP data is hinting at. Sinner's evolution, a champion in waiting. But don't count out Sinner. His numbers reflect one of the most complete seasons ever recorded by an under-25 player. Best first serve points 1. Best second serve points 1. Best pressure point performance. Elite return numbers. Sinner is not declining. He is not plateauing. He is not slipping behind. He is sharpening the edges of his game, and still pushing Alcaraz in every matchup. Every improvement Alcaraz makes will be challenged by Sinner. Every weakness Sinner fixes will force Alcaraz to respond. This rivalry isn't fading. It's accelerating. The big picture, the ATP's new golden era. With Federer retired, Nadal in his final stretch, and Djokovic nearing the end, the ATP desperately needed the next era of stars. Now it has them. Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner are not only the future, they are the present. And with the latest data showing areas where both can still improve, 2026 may become the most competitive season in over a decade. Two young champions. Two opposite strengths. Two evolving styles. And one question: who will take control of the next era? 2026 might finally give us the answer. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that's shaping America and the world. We'll see you in the next update.